I am Vision, the protector of the world, of the mind star. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Low, floodlight, flash, off. Okay. Welcome to the Week Junior, November 18th, 2023, issue number 414. Let's get this started with. Now today, the cover story of all about Doctor Who. Doctor Who? That's right, Doctor Who. Nice. Now, 60 years of time-traveling adventures. Now, it's been 60 years since the time-traveling adventures have actually started. It was all started on this TV series was started in 1963. And in 1963, the television magazine Radio Times actually announced that a new Saturday afternoon television series of adventures in time and space was to be shown in the BBC. And the TV show, the program, was to be called Doctor Who! Doctor Who? Yes, Doctor Who! And this was a science fiction series about the adventures of an alien called the Doctor. And this is the person who actually travels through space and time. And yeah. And he does all this to actually save the universe. Now, the show is still going on strong. And on November 23rd, it will be 60 years old. And so, as an anniversary marking date, since November 25th, it has released 3 anniversary specials. Nice! Now, who is the Doctor? Now, the Doctor is the main character of the TV show, and he is basically a human. He looks like a human, but the Doctor is actually a Time Lord. Sounds like a little power-up that they use in Sky Wars. And that is a type of alien from the planet Gallifrey. Now, Time Lords have 2 hearts. They can read people's minds. They can live for 1,000 years. Yes, you heard me right. And this is because they can regenerate or transform when they are dying, which gives them a brand new physical appearance and personality. And so far, there have been like 13 versions of the Doctor in the TV series. And other actors have played the parts in films and on radio. And the different versions actually have their own particular look, such as a bow tie for the 11th Doctor, a long stripy scarf for the 4th, and a black leather jacket for the 9th. Now, when you're journeying through space and time, like in the show, the Doctor travels using a spaceship called the TARDIS, which stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. Now, the TARDIS can actually travel to the future and the past, and anywhere in the universe. Now, the outside of the spaceship actually looks like an old blue police box, and in real life, police boxes were used by police officers or members of like the public community. Okay, let me explain. Members of the public to phone their local police station. Now, the TARDIS may actually look small on the outside, but inside, oh my goodness sake, people, it is huge. Among the outside, although the outside has stayed the same for 60 years, the inside actually changes to reflect the personality of the Doctor when they regenerate. Now, during filming, the TARDIS arrives on set in sections, like a piece of flat-pack furniture, and crew members have to put it all together. Now, although the TV show is set all across the universe, it's mostly filmed in Cardiff. Alright, next we have traveling companions. Now, the Doctor actually rarely travels alone. He often has a companion who helps save the day. The Doctor has had lots of friends throughout the years, and most of them were humans from the present day, including one played by Karen Gillian, who was actually later starred as Nebula in The Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh. Now, the companion who has actually had the most versions of the Doctor, which is the 4th one, is Sarah Jane Smith, which is played by Elizabeth Sladen, who actually joined the show in 1973. Yes, you heard me right. She has known 4 of the Doctors. Like 4 versions of Doctor Who. Wow. Yikes. And there are 3 kinds of legendary enemies in Doctor Who. The first one are Cybermen. Sounds like something from a sci-fi show. And then again, this is a sci-fi show. The Cybermen are some of the longest running enemies in Doctor Who. And they want to turn everyone into Cybermen. Sounds like a virus. And during filming for the actual first episode, they actually found that the costumes were so bulky that they keep tripping over them. Wow. Next, we have the Daleks. Now, the Daleks also are 60 years old, at least in the TV show, and they are the Doctor's most famous foes. They look like robots, but are actually living beings hidden inside protective metal armor. Now, for early episodes, people had to climb inside them to control their arms and their eyes. Then we have the Juno, which is another race of aliens, which has the head of a rhino, and they first appeared in Doctor Who in 2007. The Doctor actually describes them as police for hire across the universe. Although they are strong, they're not really that intelligent. So yeah, they're also the same. They're also voiced by the same actor who does the voice for Cybermen and the Daleks. Nice. And there's also this kind of next Doctor. Technically, it's 2024, so it's a current Doctor. But this next Doctor, this current Doctor, has a new companion. Nice. It's a. I feel like I've seen that face before. Alright, Doctor Who's over. Next up, we're going to talk about science and technology, where we're going to talk about floating machine that can catch salt. Let me explain. Now, a Canadian company that invented a floating machine has actually been to use the power of the waves to desalinate or remove salt from seawater, making it drinkable. Now, more than 300 million people around the world actually rely on desalinated water. However, taking salt out of water actually takes a lot of energy, and often from the coals, the oils, and the gas, this actually causes pollution. Now, this new machine actually uses energy from waves to push seawater through a membrane, which is a very thin material that catches the salt. And the company, Oneka Technologies, actually hopes to start selling this technology in 2024, this year. That seems plausible. Very, very plausible. Alright, next we have to talk about entertainment. Now, entertainment is pretty darn good. Let me explain. Now, Leo's living his best life. Now, there's this new movie called Leo. And it's named after, the movie itself is named after, like, the main character, Leonardo, which is a 74-year-old lizard. Now, Leo has spent his whole life living in a glass box in a primary classroom in Florida, in the United States, as a class pet for 74 years, and along with his friend Squirtle the turtle. Now, when Leo, voiced by the actor and comedian Adam Sandler, who also voiced Hotel Transylvania, learns that he has a year left to live, he cries, "I've wasted my life!" He vows to escape and have adventures such as like eating fresh algae. And his chance actually comes when the students have to take turns to look after him during the school holidays. Now, although Leo actually manages to escape his glass box, his dreams of adventures soon turn into helping their pupils with their problems, including a really mean teacher. Sounds a lot like the world through the eyes of Humphrey, like that book. That was pretty good. The world through the Humphrey. Yeah, that was a pretty good book. It's about a hamster who figures out how to escape cages and helps the students with their own problems. Also, hamsters only live 3 years, so I'm not sure what happens to him now. Now, the film's directors Robert Marinetti and David Wachente, who spoke to the Week Junior, Marianetti, said that Leo is a story about emotions, small and big, and that kids and adults will be able to watch this film together and appreciate it. That sounds nice. Next up, we have Totoro! Now, some of you actually might know what Totoro is, and the Royal Shakespeare Company, RSC, is bringing a stage version of the animated film My Neighbor Totoro to the Barbican Theatre in London. Now, the film version of My Neighbor Totoro was made by the brilliant Japanese animation company Studio Ghibli, and it came out in 1988. And then the RSC theater version was actually first performed last year, and it was so successful that they're doing it again this year. Now, it features actors, live musicians, singers, and puppets, and artwork by Toshio Suzuki, one of the people who actually worked on the original film. Wow. And the film and the play actually follow two sisters, Mei and Satsuki, who moved to the countryside with their dad while their mom is recovering from an illness. And her sisters begin to explore a magical fantasy world in the woods where they meet the forest's ancient protector, a strange creature named Totoro, who in my opinion looks like a cross between a cat and a bear. The play is on at the Barbican until March 23rd of 2024. Nice, man. Nice. Finally, if you've ever actually played the live action of if you ever actually played The Legend of Zelda, in fact, this year they've released a new video game version, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, where basically the elf-like creature, humanoid elf-like guy named Link, has to go ahead and save the Princess Zelda, who also looks particularly like an elf. Now, Nintendo has also announced that it will be making a live-action film of the popular game series, The Legend of Zelda. Now, Shigeru Miyamoto is the Japanese video games designer who actually created Zelda, as well as Mario. It's me! And Miyamoto will co-produce the new Zelda film with Avi Arad, who actually made the most recent Spider-Man films, like Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. It will also be creating Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now, yeah, this is pretty good. Now, the video game itself is about Link, an elf-like character who must battle the evil beast Ganon to rescue Princess Zelda. The games are set in the mythical land of Hyrule and are one of Nintendo's most successful video games. In fact, if you want a little footage of Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, go to @RealLeoka and you'll actually see a footage that my friend Leo has actually posted about it. Nice. Now, in May this year, Nintendo released a new Zelda game called Tears of the Kingdom, and it had sold 10 million copies in 3 days. Now, the announcement of Zelda films comes soon after the release of the Nintendo success, a Super Mario Brothers movie, which came out in the cinemas earlier this year, and I got to say, it is pretty good. Whew, what next? That's not much actually I can talk to you guys more about. Let's just end this day with 3 more stories. Let's start out with on screen. Building the football team! There's this new simulator called Football Manager, and it's one of the most popular games. In fact, the newest version, Football Manager 2024, actually goes ahead and got 500,000 people playing it less than 24 hours of its release. And in fact, the most popular version of this simulator is actually also has the most simple name, Football Manager. Yay! Where you get to build a football manager. You're a football manager. You get to find some famous football players and build a football team to play against other football teams. Yay! 2 more stories. Alright, the dog that didn't stop growing. Now, this dog itself is, the owner is Dylan Shaw, and he never expected his dog to grow quite so big. Now, fully grown, weighing more than 114 kilograms, that's about as heavy as a washing machine. And the Turkish Malakali, Abu, is probably the UK's biggest dog. Abu dwarfs Great Danes, and Shaw told the Daily Mirror newspaper, and that weighs 30 kilograms more than Shaw actually ever expected. They're downsides to the dog size, though, as Shaw spends... Listen to this. The dog spends 4,000 pounds a year feeding Abu, who eats a whole chicken every day, as well as dog food, fish, and 2 eggs. That's a hearty breakfast for humans to eat, not dogs. Next one, last story of the day. Golden Loo thieves go to court. Now, 4 men are due to appear in court accused of stealing the solid gold toilet from Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire, England. At the time it was taken in 2019. It was 2019, the 4.8 million loo was open to the public, but there was a 3-minute time limit to avoid queens. It formed part of an art exhibition and had only been on display for 2 days before it was pinched. The artist who created the artwork, Marizo Catalan, said after the theft, "Who's so stupid to steal a toilet?" And that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Now, wherever you are, whenever you are, go ahead, be safe. Be nice, say something nice to someone else to make them laugh or whatever, don't be mean, and always wear a helmet. I am Vision. Yeah, this is blinding for you guys. See you guys soon. Bye.